Hi, beautiful ones. I'm Rebekah, and this is a video for Pillars of the Moon. I am back! Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to share with you today just a little bit about this new moon that's coming up. So, my offerings from now, my little girl is 9 months old now, so there's becoming a little bit more spaciousness in what I can offer, and so um, yeah, I'm not going to be like offering readings and things, but um, just going to feel like when I'm inspired to share something about the new moon or the full moon or the cycle or something, I'm just going to drop it in here. So, which is the way of motherhood, right? We are very spontaneous and surrendering to the flow, which is very much about this new moon as well, I feel, surrendering to the flow. And, in the live sky, the new moon will be on the 28th, on Thursday, here in the UK, at 18:54, so that's the GMT time. And it will be at 7 degrees of Cancer with the chart that I use. So, and it's very close to Ceres as well. Ceres is the mother, the nurturer, which makes us feel comfortable, supported, nurtured, and held. So this new cycle that is being birthed, at this time, is very Plutonian, and we are being worked at the moment by Pluto, like massively, because really importantly, next March, Pluto is going to be moving into Capricorn. So at the moment, Pluto has been journeying through Sagittarius for the last little while, for quite a while, and it's been about massive transformation, death, rebirth, transmutation, clearing, mastery of Sagittarius, the spirituality, expansion, consciousness, religion, all of the things that Sagittarius, governs, is being churned up by Pluto. And Pluto, he leaves no stone unturned. He's the Lord of the underworld, and he wants us to look at the shadows in these areas, so all of the shadows and the dark that's in religion, and spirituality. So there's been a massive, stuff coming up for lots of people over this transit around, what do I believe? What do I know? What is true to me? What are my truths? What are my core belief systems, So this is what Pluto's been working with through Sagittarius. And then it's important work to be doing, to ask these questions inside of ourselves. And then, in March, he's going to be moving into Capricorn. So it's going to be all of that transformation and death in our monetary systems, in our structures that are supporting us, that we've been dependent on, for a long time. So why is Pluto coming through so strongly now for us? It's because he is saying, look, you really need to get your shit in order before, because next year he's going to be like, we're going to be realigning the structures in our lives that support us, Capricorn. And a lot will be falling, in terms of that which has been supporting us that is in the shadows, so Pluto is really helping us. I mean, these last few cycles, he's been so present. Like, I've been really feeling a lot for him in my personal chart as well. But it's like he's saying, right, I'm going to churn you now. You really need to do this work inside of ourselves to really look at all of this. And, on the last full moon, he was in conjunction to the full moon. And now this new moon, he's in opposition to the new moon. So it's like he's really present, right? And this kind of transformation, and lots of people are saying around like feeling this rebirthing energy, and the Mayan New Year, which was a few days ago. So it's really about rebirth, this cycle for me, it feels like, because coming back to the constellation of Cancer and what it is, like I feel like it's really important that we firstly align with the sky as it really is. So the new moon will be in the stars of Cancer in our actual sky. And what is that constellation? What does that actually mean? People who are Cancerian will say, oh, I'm very sensitive and I like to stay in my shell and I'm really emotional and but actually, Cancer is the birthing mother. So Cancer is actually the scarab beetle in ancient Egyptian cosmology. I think I've spoken about this before. And it is all about regeneration and rebirth. It's connected to when the Nile River floods, and creates this nourishment. This water brings life. Yeah, the nourishment for the land, the nourishment for the mother from the waters breaking, or the Nile returning. It's that water that brings life. It's that water of regeneration. When you have a good rain out there, when it's been really sunny and dry, and then you have a massive load of rain, everything grows again. It brings like this rebirth to the land, rebirth to ourselves. So this is really what the constellation Cancer represents to me. It's the rebirth. It's the energy of the birthing mother. So if we think about that and how frigging powerful that is. I've given birth to two glorious beings, and it was by far the most profound experiences of my life. And so that is powerful. So this new moon is powerful. It's also conjunct the beehive cluster. So I want to talk a little bit about the bees as well, So I've got the bees on my mug here, be happy, be kind. But the beehive cluster is a star cluster in the constellation of Cancer. And this new moon is going to be aligned with the bees. The bees are really, really incredible. My mum and dad's are beekeepers, so they've been telling me all the stuff they've been learning from the bees. But, if you research into the bees and the history of the bees, and I even just talk to the bees, they've got so much wisdom to share around community and fertility, and that golden energy is within us all, that energy of the nectar and the heart and the honey, so when we're moving into Leo, which is the next cycle, not yet, the sun moves into Leo on the 10th, I believe, around the 10th of August. So just after the Lion's Gate that everyone's talking about. We won't actually be in the constellation of Leo in the Lion's Gate, but actually when I think about it, it's moving from Cancer, the birthing gate, the yoni of the womb of the mother, into the light of the new birth, so the Leo energy is that child. It's the rebirth of the creation within us. So that's what we're moving towards in the next cycle after this one. It's that rebirth of that creation inside of us, and it's very fiery and passionate. But one thing that I feel really interesting about these two constellations is the Cancer has got the beehive cluster there, which is very much about community, and then the Leo, the Leo energy is all about the pride. So these next few cycles are really going to be about community, about coming together, about working as one, as one collective. And so we have this ongoing T-square from Saturn with the nodes, so we've got our South Node over in Libra, how we connect with others and who we're dependent on. And then on the other side we have the North Node with Uranus and Mars now as well in Aries. So it's super independent. It wants to break free from the structures, T-square to Saturn, that have been rigid and containing us, and that aren't serving anymore. This energy of Mars right now is just joining with Uranus, and it's it's enlightening, it's breaking free, it's revelation. It's like, here I come, I'm going to give birth, to this new version of me. And it's so exciting, and it's also terrifying, giving birth. You have to meet with all of these parts of yourselves, all that you're excited about, all that you're afraid about, like, here we go, So the energy of, this new moon is very much about birth, and very much about the new life that's coming through. But we have to actually give birth before that happens, and the time around birth, the time after birth is really in the shell. Like, you're cocooned, you're really safe, and you want to be just in the house and like just with like maybe a few other people, or maybe just on your own. And you think about the caterpillar, how it goes into the cocoon to give birth to the butterfly, so this is also connected to the Cancer energy, so this is why Cancer gets that that name, I guess, of being like wanting to be in the shell, because it is about safety and what makes us safe, what makes us feel secure. And we have Ceres there as well. She's like, what makes you feel most supported? So this cycle is about support, it's about community, it's about doing it together. And Pluto is really wanting us to break free from all that has been stopping us from creating this new earth, this new vision for our communities, for each other. Like Pluto is saying, okay, so, and also Saturn as well. Saturn squaring the nodes is like, finding that place of equilibrium in between, the breaking free of Aries and then the codependency of Libra. So it's like that center place where it's like we are all in this together, and we are drops in the ocean, right? We're all individual and unique and glorious sounds in this symphony. So we are also the ocean. So we are all here together. We are all a drop, we are all the ocean. And this is the consciousness that is coming through now, for us to really recognize that. Well, I know, when I'm with a group of people and we're all working with the same idea, the same vision, how powerful that is. And if we sit in circle around that and we share around that, how quickly it can come into manifestation, all of those dreams and visions. It's so... like, this is the way that we're moving, isn't it? It's into this, into our power, actually, and centering in that power and love. And that is the power of the mother. So, yeah. So this is all what I felt to share around this moon, this cycle. And yeah, I mean, with the North Node, with Uranus and Mars, this energy can be very chaotic. It can feel like we're losing control. But one thing I want to say about that from giving birth is sometimes we have to lose control. We can't, like, we're giving birth right now. In the birth portal, there is no control. There is only surrender and trust that we are being moved with the flow of the great waters, of the great mother, is moving us in the direction that we need to move. So trust that. Trust the waters, trust the flow, and surrender. And you say surrender as it's like the easiest thing to do, right? It's not. Because, that which is controlling us is a very strong part of this too, and our shadows in that. So yeah, it could be a really, really potent cycle. And you may feel like you want to retreat back to your nest, back to your cave, to your cocoon, because we are rebirthing. So create the environment for ourselves that is most supportive so that we can give birth to ourselves, to this new earth, to this community, to this vision, and surround ourselves with the people that make us feel supported and create that support inside of ourselves. We're becoming our own mother and father. We're not, depending on an external system, but how can I look after myself, and make sure that we've got everything that we need So yeah, growing our own food, you know, creating ways that we can be that support for ourselves. So yeah, it's massive. So anyway, that's all I'm going to share for today. Just a little update. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe more will come. More spaciousness will come with the little ones growing and things. But they're a massive part of my life now. Obviously, like it's my main role is to take care of them and to have fun with them and yeah, to be Mama Bear. So which I also adore. It's the best ever. So yeah, that is all, my folks. And yeah, I'll be online every now and then. All right. Happy new moon. Mwah. So much love.